Hey, my fellow Aries, thank you so much for being here with me. We're going to go through the weekly Wednesday tarot reading for the 29th of May to the 4th of June, 2025. As always, feel free to book your personal reading with me in the description down below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you do like the messages, if they are applicable to you, or if you strive to just be, your higher self. All right, so Aries, let's start with the oracle messages for you to see what comes out. Remember, this is the week of May 29th to June 4th, 2025. So for you, my Aries, you do have nature of the mystic, wisdom coming out for you. And do realize that when you look at these images on the cards as well as I show them, you can pause, go back, do what you need to do. Read the card, look at the image, see what sparks your own intuition. Okay. You have the knowledge and ability to embody the mystical aspects of who you are. Take the enlightened path offered to instill leadership, teaching, and metaphysical qualities. Aries, this is a fire element. We're already on Aries track right now. There are more abilities than you give yourself credit for, that or latent abilities that you don't realize that you have. Go, forward into that. If you feel an inkling to go to spaces unknown in your life, and you feel inspired, joyful, what is the word, that you just you want to go in that direction, then go in that direction, explore. Okay, Aries, you do also have on the bottom of the deck your subconscious energy, the rose garden, gratitude. Take time out to smell the roses and enjoy the goodness of nature. Honor each day by staying present and remembering gratitude turns everything into enough. Okay. And that's not only, okay, it's enough of what you have now, it turns everything into enough. Like you have more than enough. It starts to make you magnetic. Gratitude is such a powerful force if you know how to use it, or if you even pay attention to it, if you invite it into your everyday. Okay, it can heighten your abilities, and it can just bring more into your life. Okay, and that is earth energy, that is grounded energy. Okay, you're gonna want to invite that into your life along with your firepower, your initiative. So Aries, we're going to go ahead and dive into the tarot to see what other messages are coming up for you from May 29th to June 4th, 2025. All right. So in the tarot, we're going to do your challenge. What can help you with that challenge? Some past energy, some current energy, some potential outcome, as well as some advice. All right. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the King of Swords coming up for you. The King of Swords is all about authenticity. This is your subconscious energy. Be truthful and honest with yourself about what you want, about where you are, about what you're going to accept and not accept. Okay. The communication with self is to be immaculate. Okay, subconsciously you know that, subconsciously you're already working towards that. Make it conscious. Okay. All right, cool. Or make it so conscious that it becomes innate, as easy as breathing. You don't have to be so cognizant of it, because you're so used to communicating with yourself, you're so used to listening to yourself, you're so used to giving your having a foundation, or a love of self, that you just you move and flow. All right, so your challenge here has to do with the Queen of Cups. Okay, yeah, the communication might be there, and you might acknowledge things, but it's about actually doing it. It's like, you don't, what is that thing, um you do not know if you don't do, type of situation. I know I'm not saying it specifically correctly, but to know and not to do is not to know. So if sit here and find yourself struggling to give yourself that time and support, like that you should do it, but you don't do it, then you don't know. That's you're not putting it into practice. You don't understand the benefits of really, really doing that and making it a part of your day, making time for it. Okay. So yeah, you're having trouble, gathering all of the love that you should have for yourself on a daily basis. You do have the 10 of Pentacles here. What can help you with that is the fact that this is in reverse. You not paying as much attention to self as possible, you knowing but not doing in regard to you, the most important being to you, that you're missing out on opportunities for wealth, to be magnetic, to attract the life and the family and the legacy and the money that you want to attract, Aries. So, I mean, with that in mind, you would, start to put more attention where it needs to be, lest you miss out on even more opportunities. Okay, for past energy, you do have the 5 of Swords here. There's a lot of you expending energy, you having to have the last word, or you fighting so much communication wise with other people outside of yourself, clearly, when you should have been fighting, or not so much fighting, but paying more attention to the communication that you have within self. You are doing that now. I feel like that's a lesson you have learned from past or prior years. For your current energy right now, you do have the Hierophant. So it's like you're in the midst of, transformation, which is great. You're also creating a new routine for yourself, a new regimen for yourself. Okay. So it's like you're writing your own book and you're sticking to it. You're creating new rules, new laws for self, based on what you need, what you really want for your experience. Okay. So this is lovely for you. You're taking control, where you can. The Two of Wands is here, Aries energy for the potential outcome. The Two of Wands represents, the long haul, like what you're focused on. You're not necessarily waiting for things to happen for you. It's like you have things planned out. You know exactly what you want, and you are willing and able to now see that plan kind of come manifest better than what you expect, or what you expect. You have basically the blueprint of what you want. Getting clear is the first step, so it's like, if you want this, that, and the third, XYZ, it's like, how can you at least align your energy to be the person that receives that? How can you, that is the plan that you're supposed to make, not necessarily in detail, like this is supposed to happen, this person is supposed to do this person is supposed to do that. No, the plan is, how do you become the person that can be receiving that? For your advice here, you do have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. A lot more attention needs to be placed on self. The machine, uh, not machine, but the working system, the garden that is self, how all of those systems work in tandem together to make up you as a being. How can you align those systems to get what you want and to be who you want? Okay, that is your advice, to ponder on that and to start doing. If you know, then do. All right, cool. So, Aries, like I said, if this resonates with you, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, share it. I definitely appreciate all of those things. If it resonates so much, or you just want to try a personal tarot reading with me, the link is in the description down below, so you can schedule your own personal reading with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to clarify these messages and see what else is coming up for you. Deeper messages, just clarifications. What's happening, Spirit? Okay, for my Aries. All right, Aries. So on the bottom of the deck, clarifying this King of Swords, you do have the 2 of Swords here. It's about which path you take. Being honest with yourself, knowing is not enough within itself. You have to become the version. That's like kind of the basis of this week's reading for you. It's like, okay, so which path will you take? Will you choose to know and not to do, or will you choose to know and to do? What is going to be most beneficial for you at the end of the day? You do have clarifying your challenge for this week, which is the Queen of Cups. You have the Ace of Swords in reverse, as well as the Queen of Swords. Are you in reverse? No. Okay. So it's about, again, like you're having trouble kind of figuring out like the rules that you want to make for yourself, and if you actually want to follow them, if they make sense to you. Are you ready to do that? What is it like you're struggling between emotion and logic, or intuition and emotion? Like that's what where the struggle is, you know. Doing what you say, but also feeling like, oh, you kind of reverting back. Like that's the struggle that's happening for you, Aries. But what can help you with that, like I said, you have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You also have Emperor energy here, so that is Aries energy, and the 6 of Wands in reverse, which is Leo energy, Aries, for you. You know, you gotta want to do things for yourself. You have to have that spark in order for things to change. You have to do things differently than what you have been doing for things to change, for you to have a different outcome. What can help you with this is, you know, to be brave at the end of the day, to realize that you have more power than you give yourself credit for, to realize that you are doing this for yourself and nobody else. You want things for yourself, and it's time for you to take control where you can, where you should, you know. And again, you're doing this for no one but you. This is the life that you want, so you're going to do something about it. All right. Let's see, for your past energy, you do have the 5 of Swords here, 10 of Swords in reverse, as well as the 3 of Swords is here for that energy. So yeah, that past energy wasn't doing much of anything for you, and you're letting go of that. This 10 of Swords in reverse, you're just like, yo, that, again, it did not work for you. It, you know, fighting put more burdens into your life than need be. You know, it caused more hurt than need be, made you freeze over in regard to where your heart was concerned. Sometimes it caused you to be mentally stuck, like in anxiety and all those things, trying to get one up, trying to always be in competition with who knows what, because the only competition is you. For you is you know. So, you know, you're just realizing that that past energy, like a lot of things that were happening, it was not worth it, you know. For your present energy, the Hierophant is clarified by the 4 of Wands, as well as the 9 of Swords in reverse. Love, love, love this for you, because currently, like I said, you are creating new boundaries, new rules, new regulations for what gets to happen for you, what you attract, what you magnetize, Aries. So you are freeing yourself of all those past anxieties. You know, like I said, you're in a transformation phase, and you are calling in all the energy of abundance. You know, all of the, you might be having you know, better relationships with friends, family, all of those things. And it's also because you're having a better relationship with self. You're letting the energy that does not serve you go, and you're inviting in more abundance, more love to flow into your life. Okay, what you are releasing, you're not giving it a chance from other sources to fill in the same way, to fill in with more anxiety in any of those things. No, you're paying a lot of attention to what you expose yourself to, what you allow. Like I said, that Queen of Cups energy, Queen of Swords energy, you're very like, no, these are the rules. Or the Hierophant energy, these are the rules. Okay. So yes, Aries, keep on doing that for your potential outcome. You have here the 2 of Wands clarified by the 8 of Wands, as well as the 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so you are standing firm on your plans from now on, because again, it's like you're missing out on opportunities. You're missing out on your highest potential if you don't, you know. And who's gonna bring out your highest potential if you don't? No one. You know, this is not a knight in shining armor that we are waiting for. Aries, we are the emperor. We are brave enough. We have the courage enough, the vitality enough, the creativity enough to do it ourselves, you know. So there's going to be a lot of changes happening, a lot of movement. You might actually be moving, or things might just be, you know, since you're so set on your plan and becoming the version that is attracting all of these things, you're going to start to see new things attracted to you, because you're standing firm in the authenticity of who you are. That is so beautiful, Aries. I love that for us. All right, so your advice here with that 3 of Pentacles in reverse is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the 3 of Cups here. Okay, so first of all, again, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says, or if you hear gossiping or whatever. It doesn't. I mean, there's always going to be fans in your life that have nothing better to do but than to talk about to distract themselves and talk about people and their success. But for you, you'll be more so surrounded by people that want to celebrate you, that want to congratulate you. Like I said, you have this Knight of Pentacles here. There is a lot of seeds that you will plant and that you already have planted that are going to come into fruition. A lot of seeds within self. You don't talk to yourself in a certain way anymore. You don't allow yourself to downplay or to bully yourself. Like, that is the advice, to keep doing those things, and to surround yourself with people and put yourself in situations that are going to heighten your frequency, okay? And that are going to help you build, all right? So, and it doesn't have to be physically. It can be, with your emotions. It can be mentally, stimulating conversation, things that make you think, things that make you grow and expand internally first, okay? So, last but not least, Aries, I want to, again, thank you for being here. We're going to go ahead and go into the shadow work that's going to be most helpful for you this week, Aries. All right, so let's see where that is steering you for my Aries. May 29th to June 4th, 2025. All right, Aries, here you do have unworthy. Think deeply and ask yourself why you are not worthy of the situation at hand. Okay, why do you think that? Because it's a lie to begin with. So why do you think that? All right, find the foundation. Be like, oh, snap, thanks for that. But this is not true trash. All right, just, but get to the root so that you can face that fear, that you can surmount and overcome what that energy is. Emotionally detached. This is your subconscious energy. Are you protecting yourself from unwanted drama or stress? Feel positive emotions within yourself. To feel emotions is to live freely. To feel the emotions of joy, to feel peace, to be in that flow state is to be able to live freely, okay? As much as possible, enjoy your experience, okay? That is the name of the game, all right? So, Aries, again, thank you so much for being here. Definitely, if you would like a personal tarot reading, look in the description down below and schedule that with me. Take a gander at your last week's reading that will pop up on the screen. And other than that, thank you, and I will see you next week. Toodles.